it's an honor and a privilege to stand before all of you. And before I get started, I look out into this wonderful crowd of tradesmen, management, and I realized one thing today. You guys have all gotten one heck of a lot younger. It's just amazing, the youth that I see out here, and I've sort of lost track of that. When you walk through the job sites, you see them one at a time, but when you come here and see you all sitting together, I don't even want to tell you what my age is. I've got actually 50 years in the business. My father started teaching me at a very, very young age, and fortunately, since we own the company, they were able to give me a start date very early in life. But nevertheless, this is very, very impressive. We wouldn't have won this award without you. It's you that made this award happen. It's the trades, all of them. It's the site management staff. It's the subcontractors and the supplier and their adoption of these safety programs. It's the building trades and the support that we get from the Pat Devlins of the world. It's my OSHA, and they're willing to step out and to do things a little bit differently and ask for a partnership rather than a relationship based on conflict. And it's also our customers like U of M, that have seen the light along with us and have said, not only do we not want any deaths or injuries on a job site, we want zero incidences. Each of you have played an enormous role in making that happen. Yesterday, in my conversation with Paul W. Smith, pointed out that in the United States of America in the year 2009, there was 1,600 deaths related to construction. That's a very large number, and it's totally unacceptable, especially when you hear the next number. And that is that in the whole country of Great Britain, granted they're a little smaller than us, but not this much smaller, they had 72 deaths, and Parliament demanded an investigation as to why that number was so high. There has to be an outrage here, and the outrage has to start with you. While at the same time you have to adhere to the processes and the procedures that can make these sites the safest sites in the world. It's your attitude that starts in its first most. When we talk about culture, there's no replacement for anything but the right culture. It's in sports, it's in school, it's in family life. Culture trumps everything. And the culture that the trades have to adopt is that we aren't going to let anybody at all do anything unsafe. And if we see it, we're going to stop it. It's like that old story on the assembly line. When quality was bad, they used to say that assembly worker could stop the assembly line, but everybody knew that wasn't true, because every time they stopped the assembly line, it was millions of dollars of loss. Well, the opposite's true here. You have to stop it, because one accident can be $1 million of loss. It not only saves lives, helps you and your families, but also helps the bottom line and makes our country more productive. Construction is a young man's game and a young woman's game, as I'm seeing here today. You have a lot of stress on the job site, but you have strength, you have stamina, and you have the ability to learn. But what you're missing in many cases is the experience. And that's why these mentorship programs are so important, so that as you begin to gain the experience, you can see the opportunities that end up coming right before your very eyes. I shouldn't call them opportunities, I should call them dangers. You have to own it. And that's what's happened out on this job site, and that's what Walbridge has done for the 7 years that we've had no lost time accidents. And it relies on mentorship. So again, I gave me 2 minutes, I probably took 5. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you've done, and I know that you can continue to export this kind of a culture. When you're going to leave this job, that's the wonderful thing about construction. You're only on this job for a short period of time, a day, a month, a half a year, maybe some couple guys for a whole year. But then you go to another job, and that's what makes this industry so exciting. It's the movement, it's the diversity. Take this culture with you and drive it wherever you go. You won't be sorry. And with that, I'd like you all to stand and give each other a standing ovation for this outstanding award that you've allowed us to win. Thank you very much.